So I was watching an interview with Travis and Doublelift on Yahoo Esports the other day. Yeah, I had no idea that this existed either, to be honest. I mean, fucking Yahoo still exists. So in the video, Doublelift was having your standard interview, talking about previous games and whatnot. I'm not normally into LCS, but I decided that I was going to invest some time into this particular one. Now, Doublelift is pretty notorious for his A-game trash talk. Back when I actually seriously watched LCS back in the earlier days, around Season 1 to Season 3, back with like Fnatic and Shushi and all that stuff, Doublelift was always on his game when it came to trash talk. Now, I usually keep my fucking head down when it comes to drama, and when it comes to starting beef with other people. I think I'm in a pretty good place on YouTube right now, where if any other content creator does hate me, which I'm not sure why they would, I'm at least not offensive enough that they would want to go out of their way to go after me, and vice versa. I start no beef, and I don't really like to get started on. It's a magical thing. So when Doublelift started talking in his interview about how trash talking is a really fucking important part to League of Legends, it actually made a lot of sense to me, which, as someone who doesn't really like conflict, was confusing to me until I really began to think about it. Now, I don't watch a lot of sports, as you can imagine, probably. But when I have, it's usually ended up being boxing, and boxing is the perfect example of where trash talk is not only important to the sport, it's fucking crucial. Compared to League of Legends lacks any of the drama and any of the tension that we as a spectator would want to see. Whereas when it comes to boxing, it takes pretty front and center stage when it comes to that, and it's peppered in between the actual knuckling of people's heads. As a spectator, you want to feel emotionally invested in something, so when it comes to boxing and your favourite boxer gets told that he's gonna eat shit and suck fist, you want him to fire back twice as hard, to the point where they are almost fighting in the middle of their weigh-ins. They can barely wait to get in the ring and fuck each other up. Professional wrestling, like the WWE, is entirely fucking every program on the WWE is basically fucking built off of this premise. On the lead up to literally any big event, you'll find weeks upon weeks of beef being started between wrestlers, subplots of wrestlers fucking each other's girlfriends. Anything can happen. As obviously staged as the WWE is, it doesn't matter. It's a show. It's meant to be entertaining, and it fucking is. The exact same thing applies to League of Legends. You guys probably have at least one LCS player that you follow in some capacity, whether that be their YouTube channel, their Twitter, their Facebook page, or something. How fucking hyped would you be to watch a set of games if your favourite LCS player was in some kind of beef with his lane opponent in the next game? If there was some sick as fuck rivalry between the two of them, or some unfinished business that had to be settled in the next games. It seems to me that League of Legends really lacks this as a spectator sport, and Doublelift really is one of the few people who actually fucking gets it. He gets what not just his audience, but every member of the audience, regardless of the team they support, want to see. He knows that despite the fact someone might hate him, if he has beef with that person's favourite player, they will tune in and watch any game the two of them are in just to have the chance of seeing Doublelift eat his own words. They'll watch any interview between those two players to see if there's any more shit, any more beef between the two of them. It's that emotional investment that I lacked that really made me lose a lot of interest in the LCS. Sure, I still follow a lot of the players, but that's because I'm interested in the players, not the games that they play in. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are not for trash talking before big games and such, but honestly it creates a better playing environment for everyone involved. If two teams have beef with each other, you know for damn sure that they are training and practicing overtime. They are putting in more and more hours to get better and work on strategies, way more than they would if there wasn't some kind of emotional investment between the two teams. Just because they don't want to stomach the embarrassment of losing to a team that they have beef with or that they have a rivalry with. It's a good thing from both a dramatic and from a mechanical point of view. The players will be playing to the height of their potential because, as Doublelift said in the interview, the players have something on the line. And no, it's not just prize money on the line or a title. They have their fucking pride on the line. They have respect on the line. They have their fucking word to their fans on the line. But someone still has to lose, right? And you'll be damn sure that you're glued to your fucking screens, ready to find out who that is and who's going home choking back the tears, knowing that they talked shit and got hit. I genuinely cannot see a bad aspect when it comes to trash talking in competitive LCS. Of course, the players know that trash talk is trash talk. It's nothing personal. It's putting on a good show that the fans deserve. But it would stand to benefit every single fucking person involved. The fans get a better show, they're more invested in the games, and as such, they watch more. They watch the interviews and the pre-game stuff that people normally just don't care about as much because they just want to see the games. Riot has their ratings go up throughout their entire broadcast because people want to see scores settled, they want to see smack talk, they want a reason to watch the games and be invested in not just the people who win, but the players behind the teams. Meaning more funding, a more loyal following of players. The players get more screen time, they get a chance to develop an actual personality on screen to a massive audience, they build up massive social media followings because people want to know who's next on that person's list to wreck. As such, sponsors get way more screen time because the players will benefit massively from being on screen, so they'll want to be on screen, they'll want to get interviewed so they can trash talk and get more followers. As such, the sponsors pay more to the teams, they pay more to Riot to be on screen, which means that the teams can get better players, or they can just train way harder, they can afford better equipment, they can afford better places, like they can keep their players in a better environment that they work better in. It just means more money is going into esports as a whole, which is an undeniably good thing. I mean, geez, the only victim of any of this trash talk and shit would be the person that talks shit or trash talks and then loses. But despite that, they could just come back next time in the next match for a grudge match, rematch or something, and even more people will tune in to see who's going to win this time, and the cycle will continue indefinitely until Riot Games and all the esports teams make approximately all of the money, and Doublelift is calling out motherfuckers from atop his golden mansion on the fucking moon. I really hope that I've laid out my opinion on this as cohesively as possible, because honestly, despite the fact that I don't really love LCS as much as I used to, I sincerely want it to do well, obviously for my own sake too. Right now, it's so clinical, it's so safe, it's trying so hard to be like taken seriously that I feel like it's missing one of the major parts that really any sport has, the drama and the emotional investment that people have to watch it. Regardless, hope you enjoyed yet another video, guys, and hope you agreed with me. If you did agree or you didn't, let me know in the comment section, because to me it seems like a no-brainer. The players should be able to trash talk each other, to an extent of course, but if you have a good argument against, I'm all ears and I'm ready to be swayed. And let me just like put a little quick plug in here as well. It may not be quick, but if you want to talk about it, feel free to head over to my subreddit as well. I've mentioned this in another video. I'm doing a Metamancer off of a suggestion from my subreddit, which will be in the description for you. It's just reddit.com/r/RossBoomsocks. It's a way better system for me getting ideas, and there's like a big mega thread there, I'm probably going to be making a mega thread where you can like post all your suggestions. And as such, because it is so fucking easy to contact people who are like on the subreddit, because there's a PM system, I'm actually going to start giving out RP again to people that give me suggestions that I end up using. Because the problem with it before, I may have said this on stream, you probably haven't known, or I may not have been able to say, but the problem with YouTube and getting comments with suggestions is that I have to PM that person. I can't reply on the actual comment thread because people can pretend to be that person, or people can give fake email addresses, or people just don't want to give out their email address, or you know, whatever, because they don't want to get added or spammed or whatever the shit is. So I can PM somebody on YouTube, I have to wait 4 or 5 fucking days, I probably forget about it by this point. The person may not see because YouTube is terrible with its PM system, the messages are fucking horrible. By that point, they've probably forgotten about it as well. Then they figure it out, they send me a message. It's another week before I realize I even have a message. And then just getting them the fucking RP is just such a pain in the ass. Trying to get like the region and stuff, it's like a lot of questions back and forth. It is a pain in the dick. And it's so much easier with Reddit because it's just PM. You get a fucking red envelope that says, hey, you've got a notification. And it's me. And I'm like, hey, give me your fucking region, give me your fucking summoner name, or give me your email address or something that I can get this to you. And then that's it. It's fucking easy. But yeah, that's why I prefer Reddit for this, and that's why I'm bringing back the RP rewards for people's ideas, because people fucking love free shit. What can I say? You guys are helping me with my series. The least I can do is like give out a little bit of money. I mean, it does take a little bit of a toll on the funds, but it's all good. And in the end, I'd rather have like content. And you guys are way better at coming up with these ideas than I am, in particular. there's a lot of creative people out there. You guys are really fucking creative with your ideas, and yeah, I'm happy to hear them, and I'm happy to be given an RP in exchange for them. So thank you guys once again so much for watching this video. Sorry I kind of rambled at the end, but I don't like doing update videos. So yeah, regardless, once again guys, thanks so much. See you tomorrow.